there, ho there. Welcome to Teller Time. We are absolutely thrilled to have Mayor Kellie Case joining us for her second podcast, and she is not alone. As always, the dynamic duo with Thom and Charlie are here to keep the energy high and the conversation rolling. Before we start the show, I'd like to thank all our subscribers, participants, and listeners from Apple iTunes, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify, because we just received a token of appreciation from Spotify naming us as the 2025 most talked about show.
All right.
Charlie, what's on your mind?
Well, I just want to say hi, Kelly, again, and thank you for coming. As usual, it's always good to see you, and I know we got a lot of cool stuff to talk about, and I just want to let you expound on all these things.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention you had some report of cool pajamas. I know you're over there shaking your head, but if it's true, it sounded good.
I'm just wondering where that came from. Kiwanis had their monthly bingo last night, and it was themed Christmas pajama bingo. Normally, I don't get to go to those because they have them on a night that we have council meetings, but come April, I'll be able to do those as well. But anyway, excuse me. My daughter and I went shopping yesterday at Walmart and found some pretty cool, glitzy, not too glitzy, but a little glitzy, leisure suits that kind of serve as pajamas for the event last night. We had a lot of fun. So
Sorry I missed it, but maybe we'll get some pictures online.
Maybe.
Probably.
All right.
Yeah.
So it is December in Woodland Park. Snowflakes are drifting down. Holiday lights are sparkling all over, especially through the downtown area. And the city did a fantastic job this year with their decorations. It's gorgeous. If you haven't driven through at night, maybe take a break and give a look-see down Main Street. Winter cheer is definitely filling the stores, and everyone is just bustling and shopping and smiling and just getting ready in less than 2 weeks now, counting down less than 2 weeks. We are broadcasting from the Pikes Peak Community Center, where the mountain views are as inspiring as the voices behind the mic. Plus, this is a great place to hold an event. Today's show is proudly sponsored by the Ute Pass Historical Society, honoring our past while we celebrate the present. So grab your cocoa, cozy up, and get ready for spirited discussion, local pride with a dash of holiday magic with Kellie, Thom, and Charlie. This is Teller Time, and you are not going to want to miss our show. So Kellie, I believe we are gathered here, and welcome, but we are gathered here to talk about some exciting plans for the future of Woodland Park regarding the downtown development happening, the new purchase of Shining Mountain Golf Course, and yes, even Bergstrom Park. So let's let you have the mic and tell us all about what's going on.
Well, thanks, Thom. I appreciate that. And thanks for the compliment on the decorations downtown. It's just gorgeous. Mm-hmm. And the contractor that we found that's doing that for us, worth every penny we spend. So nice. I hope everyone's enjoying it as much as I am. Mm-hmm. So we've done some fun things this year, and I have had more fun than, it's just so much fun to do something positive and bring some great stuff to the community. I think the most dazzling thing that we did was the purchase of the Shining Mountain Golf Course as a city, and purchasing that for the community. We were able to acquire not only the golf course itself, but the event center, a driving range, 3 disc golf courses. What else? Gosh, the 145 acres of open space, which came with about a little over 57 acre feet of water. That's a lot of water. And just that water alone, based upon my conversation with our utilities director, estimated somewhere, I think, between $5 and $7 million if we were to purchase that off the open market. We paid $3.2 million for that whole list of items that I just mentioned. The water alone, we got the water for a bargain, and we got the rest of all that for basically zero. So the city's going to do it right. We're going to take the time to program the open space for recreational activities and things of that nature. Keep it open. We're also going to master plan the whole thing so that we have a plan to execute. We plan, I think one of the things that we need to focus on is the event center and bringing that up to par so that it can be productive and really be an asset to the community and give us a third venue with Tava House coming on. We'll have a third venue for things like weddings and parties and whatever you would like to do.
So, sorry, but
That's okay.
So the clubhouse / it'll be an event center itself, right?
Right.
So are the plans to do like a major overhaul rehabbing of that interior? Or do you think it's just going to keep pretty much the same?
Well, I think it will be similar. I think there's some improvements that need to be made because I think it's always been a challenge, particularly for the restaurant, with the kitchen being in the basement. That's something I've talked about, and I know we've talked about it at the staff level, addressing that because it's not working. It's hard to cater things there. It's hard to produce anything there. Right. And so really looking at that whole center as a whole and making it function more efficiently so that it's viable.
Well, it's got such potential because, when I worked in a golf course, I mean, people would go out, play golf, have their drinks, come in and have a nice, 5-course, 6-course meal, still keep the money in town and everything.
You bet.
You got the deck out there, you got gorgeous backgrounds. So, I mean, just having outside music and drinks on a cool night in Woodland Park on a golf
Absolutely.
course. I mean, there's a visual right there. I think
Let's
Charlie
go.
just got that visual. And that's what it's all about, is just realizing, Woodland Park and just the sunrises and the sunsets we've been having. I talked about them last week, but there have been some phenomenal sunrises here. And that's, again, just more of the beauty of what Woodland Park, Teller County is all about. So,
Yeah.
That's
It's
great
been
to hear.
gorgeous. There's been some amazing sunrises and sunsets lately.
Okay, so Shining Mountain is good. So that's exciting to see how that develops. What else is going on with the downtown?
Well, the Downtown Development Authority has been doing some great stuff with the businesses and investing in the businesses with their grant program, mini grant program. Had a lot of participation this last year, and some great things have popped out downtown. People have painted, improved outside, inside, all those kinds of things. So it's a great opportunity, and I think a good use of those public funds to really invest in our businesses. It was so successful that they have budgeted to do it again next year. So I hope everyone is talking about that and letting people know that didn't participate that that's available to them and take advantage of that opportunity to do some improvements.
So one thing I found it actually, just because it's downtown, downtown district.
It's a district.
Authority. Okay. So it's not just Main Street or
It is
downtown.
not.
So people need to go online and look and see if your business is included in, that whole
You bet.
downtown. Because that's amazing. I haven't looked to see, but I'm
There's a
gonna check.
map that will
Okay.
show the district boundaries, and it goes a couple blocks off of Main Street, both north and south.
Right.
It goes clear down to Natural Grocers area,
Wow.
and it goes all the way up to past Great Outdoor Adventures and that direction going west.
Okay.
So it's quite a big district.
Right,
and
right.
so anyone in that district has an opportunity for the things that are happening with the DDA, the Downtown Development Authority.
So businesses, go online, go find this map, and go see if you're qualified to put in a bid for some of this money, because it is quite a phenomenal opportunity.
It is, absolutely.
So the director,
John Gamalki?
yeah, thank you. Sorry.
That's okay.
We had him here a couple of weeks ago, and he was just boiling with excitement over what
That's
they're doing.
John.
Oh, yeah. Man, he was like really going at it. And it was a wonderful interview we had with him as well, because he expounded on all those things that you were just talking about. And he's really excited about these hanging flower baskets. That
Oh my gosh, they were gorgeous.
I know. It
Yeah,
was great.
the city, and during the budget process, we talked about what that might look like going forward for more of the businesses and more of that corridor next year. And he found someone that's very talented and willing to grow those flowers for us. And you'd have to start early. I mean, it starts while it's still wintertime. So we've had conversations about building a greenhouse, maybe having that because City of Colorado Springs grows all their own flowers. They have a whole network of greenhouses that they grow. Of course, we wouldn't need to go to that scale, but it certainly is an opportunity for the city to think about and see if that's not the direction to go. Because I've said for years, I'm just so frustrated with what we've done, because the flowers that have been going in, they just don't tolerate what's going on, and they turn into sticks, and I think it's a waste.
Right.
So I'd like to see us get the program more productive. And John set a great example last year, and so did a couple of others. Solid Grounds had some beautiful baskets as well, and I think they came from the same source. But we have an opportunity to really make it happen, and I believe the only way it's going to work is a partnership between the government and the businesses. That they're going to have to help take care of those flowers, because you can't power water. You've got to water them. You've got to take the time to do it carefully. You've got to deadhead. You've got to really care for them to make them look that way. So I just really believe that kind of partnership is key.
So you've got the hanging plants, then you got sort of like those vases on the side that I don't think they had any flowers this year, but there's the opportunity to get those flowering plants, whatever you want to call those things. Are they?
You bet.
Whatever they're called.
They're there to receive a nice basket of planted flowers. You can't necessarily plant directly in them unless you put wire in and moss and all that stuff that you have to do to create a vessel for the flowers to grow in. But we've got some tall ones, we've got some short ones, and they've been pretty in the past, and I think that's on the agenda as well.
Good. All right, because again, with everything going on, now we're going to talk a little bit about Tava Center, and then we're going to talk about Bergstrom Park. So let's continue with this and keep filling us in on all the fun things going on downtown there.
You bet. Tava and Bergstrom are kind of they're together, and they work together. Right now, you can see they've got a lot of work going on in the old parking lot for the rest area, which is gone now, and that will not be coming back there. I'm sure a lot of people in the community engaged and saw the master plan for Bergstrom Park that was developed through a community engagement process that turned out very nice, I think, and I think all the parties, including the Historic Society and all of us, really came out with a product that's fantastic for everyone and everyone's pleased with. So we're beginning that with some obligations that Tava has with their project, which is a turn lane to turn onto Park heading east that they're building right now. And then that park will continue all the way around into another piece of property that we purchased this last year, and that's the old gas farm between Vector Bank and Bergstrom Park, and the project of Tava going back in that direction. We also already own a lot behind that, which will serve to punch through Saddle Club Drive all the way through an easement in the back of Vector's parking lot to West Street.
Right.
So it gives us an opportunity to have better access and better parking and a park on that side of the road.
Oh, it's going to be extraordinary. But I mean, you guys, when you took, I forgot who sold it to you, but that extra piece, Arden
Weatherford.
Arden, yes, right across from West Street. On the concept plan, it's just going to be outstanding.
It is,
and it expanded that whole thing, and it's going to complement Tava.
Oh, absolutely. It's the way it's designed right now. It will accommodate, I think, 71 parking places to include some RV parking. So it will really help that side of the street, which has always been a topic, have some access and have some amenities that will help them flourish as well.
So Tava is due to do a soft opening in March with probably a full opening in April. Now, is that going to be the whole entire center? Because I think there's a culinary school and a beer store and the restaurant and a lot of things.
Well, there's a tap house downstairs
Okay.
that has a wall of taps for different types of beer. It'll be self-serve with the tap cards we have now on our credit cards. You tap them on the machine to pay. Well, the tap will bill you on your tab, and you pour your own beer and select it. And there's also an ability to taste, a small taster, so that you can find the one that you will enjoy without having to buy a full beer, which is awesome. I think that's
different.
I think that's very considerate. There's and with that there is an event center on the other end, the opposite end, which is the west end of the building that they are building. Upstairs there will be the steakhouse, which is going to be just lovely, and Chef Victor Matthews is going to be kind of guiding that kitchen effort, both upstairs and downstairs. The culinary school is not going to be a full school here. Okay. It's going to be a satellite, from what I understand, of the culinary school Victor has at the Briarhurst in Manitou.
Nice.
So it's going to be kind of a complement to that, not necessarily a standalone independent culinary school. Okay. So it's kind of it's not the primary use of the restaurant, but the upstairs, also where the steakhouse is, there's also an area with a nice bar that looks out over Highway 24 and will look over Bergstrom Park.
Wow.
And then there's an outside component to that as well, with a big deck out there.
Yeah.
And so what a great place to watch the Christmas parade. But anyway, I've told them I'm looking forward to having a seat there with my name on it so that I can.
That's right.
Well, that's exciting. It's
going to be beautiful.
Yeah, it just sounds gorgeous just even thinking about it. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's an interesting little input on the downtown. So I'm excited to hear more about your Mayor's Youth Council, which got off to a slow start, but now it's kicking some butt and you're getting ready to go full speed, I think. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's something that I just really feel passionate about. Years ago when I was on staff and Steve Randolph was our mayor at that time, it's been quite a while ago, Steve put together a similar youth council that he worked with to get the voice of the youth, our future leaders, involved in the visioning and the planning and everything associated with Woodland Park. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to rekindle that in my way and get that going and get that established so that I can pass that on to the next mayor when I'm term limited in April. So we got 8 students from homeschool, from Merritt, and from the high school, all participating. And I'll tell you what, they came and did a 3-minute presentation, each one of them, to the council before they were sworn in at the second meeting in November. And they absolutely blew me away to hear them speak. They are amazing, brilliant, energetic, go-getting, want to really make a difference. So I'm so excited to get started with them. We were supposed to meet this week for our first get-together, and getting schedules together with everyone and holiday and vacations and everything, it just wasn't coming together. And I want to make it so that all of them can be there for the first one for sure. So we're scheduling in January for our first meeting. And then what I vision, I think the best way to handle it would be while we're winding up our meeting is to schedule the next one so that we can have a current calendar for each one of us, because we're all busy. Those kids are busy. I mean, wow.
I know.
So I think that's what's going to work best, but we're going to kind of just feel our way. Mm-hmm. I want them to help establish what our agendas look like, what we're going to talk about, what we're going to work on, because this is for them. It's not for me. So I'm excited about it.
Well, I'm sure with all the, turbulency, if that's a word, that the school system has been going on up here, probably a lot of these kids are finally letting out a breath saying, finally, thank God we have the opportunity to speak our minds and tell people what we as the students want. That's
Absolutely.
What I wanted if I was a student. I think they're finally, it was like their finger was in the dam for so long. It's like, how long can you hold that finger in there before you wind up exploding or something happens?
Absolutely.
So I think right time, right place for this to happen. And I'm glad finally got the kids involved in it because, like you said, they are the future of tomorrow. And now the fact that they have a say in what's happening in their education and they're actually being heard.
Yes.
Because I think that's the issue with a lot of kids nowadays. They're not heard.
I agree.
No matter what age they are, they're not
Absolutely.
heard because they don't know anything. So I think this is a good step in the right direction.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that.
Well, and the other thing, Kelly, is we've Tom and I have talked about getting the kids involved in the podcast as maybe if one of them could be like the liaison to what they're doing, could come in and
Oh, you bet.
periodically be with us.
That'd be awesome.
Okay, well, we need to pursue that. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll put that on
Would you?
the agenda. Absolutely. I think that's a great idea.
Thanks, Kelly.
So one thing about that, I think that still is up in the air, and I'm not sure because Kristen's been on vacation, who's the staff person that I'm working with. We still need some community volunteers. I want a couple of folks, and Tom, I think I talked to you about doing that and joining us to have some community members be part of that. We're going to have some staff there. We have a couple of staff members, Kristen and, oh gosh, this old brain, I'm telling you.
Tell me.
I can't remember the other staff member's name. He works in the planning department, but he was really excited. So we've got staff.
Good.
We've got the kids. We've got you, probably. I
definitely,
think.
100%.
And then I think I'd like to have at least another person from the community participate. I just think it's those three pieces really need to play. So the councils, we swore them in. They took their oath. The council got to meet them all. They didn't have to approve them because it's really, and I don't usually say this, but it's my council, and so I want to be the one working with them, and I invite any member on the city council. We do have another Seth Bryant is going to participate with me in that venture as well from the council, because I wanted to have one more person from the council on there too. So I think it's going to be fun.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the participation.
Me too.
All right. Well, to call you a community cheerleader, I would say, is a very appropriate and honorable title. What do you think? What do you think, Charlie? Would you call her cheerleader?
Well, she probably was one in high school.
No. No, I was kind of on. No.
No, you were. Yeah.
I was on the other side of the fence.
That's
in
right.
high
Well,
school. I was kind of rowdy.
There was definitely sides to that fence for sure. I remember that. But
Excuse me.
yeah, no, she's certainly not only a cheerleader. She's just been a great advocate for the whole community. So I mean,
Thank
it's
you.
going to be hard to see you go, Kelly, in April.
Thank you.
You know,
I'm not going anywhere.
Well, good.
I guess the other term I heard just last night, I was asked to be the honorary team captain
I saw that.
for the wrestling match
Yes.
last night. And things got started late, and I didn't get to stay as long as I wanted to, but that was a lot of fun. And one of the things that was mentioned, and a word that was used, was an ambassador. And I really have tried to, one of the things that I see as the job of the mayor, at least for me, is that I think the mayor needs to be out there as much as possible at as many things as possible and supporting all of it and everybody and everything. Yeah. And I've really tried my best to do that. Of course, I can't be everywhere, but I try.
I don't think anyone would argue that they have not seen you. It's like, how did she get here? And didn't I just see her over there? And wasn't she just there? So for anyone who could say that you are not participating in every single thing that goes on in Woodland Park, you just send them my way. Yeah. And we'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's all right.
I'm kind of bittersweet about leaving. I wish I had some more time because we've been doing some great stuff, and I don't feel like I'm done. But
well, I like this whole ambassador thing because I even threw that name out to you when I saw you a couple days ago about a goodwill ambassador.
You did. That's where it came from. Not
quite the welcome wagon, but something a little bit more. And when I came up with a description of it, it probably encompasses a lot of things. So that's kind of exciting to even let that thought ponder around the universe and see what what it brings back for you. So all right, so we got to have a little fun, but we got to get a little seriousness. Well, not too serious, but some people may know, some people may not know, but what inspired you to run for mayor after serving as a finance director here?
Oh, that's a story. Yeah, I was the finance director for 17 years. I left in 2014 because and to be perfectly honest, because that's who I am, I did not, and as the finance director, could not in my heart say that we could afford the swimming pool. And hindsight, and so I separated employment. It was a mutual thing. And a couple of years later, when I read in the newspaper that the city had just a little over $100,000 in reserves. When I left, it was 1.7 million. I kind of had that "I told you so" mentality. To be perfectly honest, I was pissed.
Right.
And I was that person that I remember coming to the podium that we always dread coming to the podium at meetings and work sessions, at city council meetings, just pointing my finger saying, "How are you going to fix this?" And I was in their face. And then 18 came along and the election. And I told myself, quit being that person that just complains.
Right.
And I had a unique set of skills as a governmental accountant for a million years to help fix it and come up with solutions. And that's why I ran. Okay. And the year I was elected in 18, Hillary and I both were elected at the same time to the council. I think I got the most votes that year. And I think it's because I was questioning the status quo. And so I went to work, and we've been through a lot. Oh my gosh, there's been some ugly and there's been some fun. But I think the ugly's behind us. And then, Hillary ran for mayor 4 years ago, and I was her mayor pro tem, and we had a very good working relationship. And so in actuality, I kind of served in the public eye because Hillary doesn't like to do that. I did the public stuff. She ran the meetings and those kinds of things. So I've had 4 years kind of in that role, but only been the official mayor for 2.
Okay. So let's go back. What impact do you hope the Mayor's Youth Council has on local students and the civic engagement?
I hope we build a pool of people with a heart and the desire to serve. We get a lot of people, and again, I'm going to be honest, we get a lot of people that come to elected office with agenda. There's no place for that in an elected office. That is not your job, and I do not appreciate it. I've had several people I've served with in my years on the council that came with that, and all it does is cause disruption. Because not one person can do anything. There's no power in one person. It takes all 7 of us or 6 of us to enact or do anything, to have any authority. So coming with an agenda is not productive. And I think that the youth council and getting them engaged and involved and being involved in the decisions at that level will give them that heart and that experience and that desire to serve and be a public servant, because that's what the role is. That's the job.
It's going to look good on their resume too for future
bet.
jobs. That's going to be best thing coming out of this.
Interestingly enough, one of them on their application for the council mentioned that they would like to have a career in politics. Made me laugh. I'm like, are you sure? So that's exciting too.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So Woodland Park is known as the city above the clouds. How does that identity, influence the way you think about tourism and the local culture here? That's a question.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a brain tickler.
Okay. The city above the clouds. Yeah.
Yeah. I knew the man that coined that phrase a long time ago. What was his name? I'll think of it before we're done. We are at an elevation. Not only creates an environment that's challenging, but it's challenging for people's health. It's challenging in many different ways. Right. But we do sit 90% of the time above the clouds out there on the plains. We're in the gateway to the mountains, to the Rocky Mountains. So I think that gives us a coined identity that folks are like, well, what does that mean? What is all that about? I am excited because we have had this conversation as long as I've been involved at the City of Woodland Park since '97 about how do we make this a destination. Interestingly enough, one of the things that actually made it happen was short-term rentals, but we won't go there. It really did. And so we're doing some things now. There's Tava, there's the golf course, and the revamping and recreating the golf course and those kinds of things that I think will help make people want to come here.
Plus the
and
art. The art that Gail Gross is doing.
Absolutely.
That's getting
She's
phenomenal.
doing a great
Yes.
job.
Gotta give her a
Great
shout.
job.
Okay.
And I just think that all of those things create a curiosity
Right.
that might actually bring people to here, not just to pass through here.
Well, I live in the Springs, and I know, I can look up the mountain, and it's gorgeous and sunny down the Springs, and I can come up through here, or you come through clouds. It's almost like you're going to like another island, another place. So you never know what you're going to find driving up here. It can be snow and Green Mountain, and it could be gorgeous in Walmart area and the city and everything. So, yeah, it is an appropriate name for a lot of things. So it's a
bet.
city above the clouds, definitely. All right. Fun time now, lightning round. This is where you need to have a lightning bolt or some thunder going on, Charlie. All right, what is your favorite winter activity? There you go. Favorite winter activity, Kelly?
Oh, I used to ski. Staying warm.
There you go. I love that idea, definitely. All right. How about 3 words to describe Woodland Park?
Loving. Giving. Oh, so many are running through my head. Beautiful.
There you go. Gorgeous came to my mind. So beautiful
Gorgeous.
as is.
That's
Yes.
even more
you go.
emphatic.
All right. Mountains or plains? Where do you feel most at home? And that's Plains. Not plains.
Mountains, absolutely.
Mountains,
I am a
definitely.
mountain girl.
All right, here you go. Holiday song you can't resist singing along to.
Dean Martin.
All right.
What is the name of that song? Oh, I can't think of it now.
I thought you were going to say Santa got run over by a reindeer
Well,
or
that's a
something
good one
like that.
too.
That's Grandma got run
I
over,
just-
dude.
I like the Rat Pack Christmas songs the
Oh, yeah.
most.
All right.
Dean Martin especially.
What's more exciting, election night or a Broncos game?
Election night.
After what you just been through, I'm sure it is.
I quit watching football when
Okay.
they started being disrespectful.
All right. All right. So, a little contact information. Where can people get in touch with you if they want to have a cup of coffee, chat your ears off, or just, say hi? What's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Text or phone.
Okay.
Text, phone, email. I can give all 3. Text and phone it's everywhere, so I don't mind. I'm a realtor as well, so my phone number's everywhere. It's 719-291-0951. And I do text and I answer my phone actually.
There you go. All right. Well, we've heard a lot of exciting information happening within the next year or so in Woodland Park. So even in the next 6 months, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So we'd like to give you a big thank you for joining us again. And it's always a treat having you here in the mix. I am sure you'll be back to, start our new year off or come in halfway through and fill us in on the next chapter of Woodland Park and maybe even tell us once April comes what you've been doing with your free time after April, because that's when your session ends, I believe, right?
It does.
Okay.
The first Tuesday in April is the election, and then the council meeting that follows that, I will be saying farewell, stepping down, and they will swear in the new mayor and council.
Well, we'd definitely like to have you either before that or even after that. We want to
Absolutely.
continue to have you with us and talk about all
You
these
bet.
things because, the way your history with the community, you're not just going to disappear.
Oh, no, I'm not going
You're
anywhere.
part of a
And you're
lot of
not-
stuff.
You're still going to see me and hear me. I promise. I have some aspirations. I have some plans. And I'm going to stay involved.
There you
So,
go. You got a lot of energy, a lot of good ideas, so we're definitely
Thank
looking
you.
forward to seeing what the next chapter of Kellie Case is all about. All right, back in a minute with local happenings in and around Teller County.
Okay, hold it.
And we are back with local happenings in and around Teller County. You better slow down, Green Mountain Falls. They have just installed traffic cameras, and since the installation, they've been issuing speeding tickets. They've gone from 5 to 25 in one instance. Since October of 2025, they've issued over 135. Since Thanksgiving weekend, had 87 tickets issued in just that little town. It's a small town. How fast do y'all need to be going through it? So Moral of the story, slow down. Want to get better at speaking? Head over to Toastmasters Above the Clouds. They meet at 11 a.m. at the Woodland Park Library. Gold Camp Country Christmas Parade is noon this Saturday up in Cripple Creek. One of the newest stores coming to Woodland Park is a business called Timber and Rust, and they are crafters of one-of-a-kind furniture and metal fabrication. There's no set date yet on their opening, but watch for them in the corner building next to Pikes Peak Polaris on Main Street. If anyone knows that store, that was the old Mountain Yogurt store. Okay? So hopefully some of you have been watching and catching up and seeing all the gorgeous sunrises and sunsets that we've been having up here. This is what makes Colorado, Colorado. Okay? Tava House is nearing completion. We heard a little bit about that from Kelly, and their soft opening is going to be in March, with hopefully a grand opening in April of 2026. And this is according to Mark Weaver, one of their investors. Holiday Craft Fair is set for December 13th, Saturday from 9 to 3 at the Cripple Creeks Park and Recreation. Mat Chat is happening Saturday, January 24th at 12 noon at the Strength and Healing Massage Therapy Center at 750 US 24. It's a warrior wellness class discussing some tips on protection and basic self-defense techniques taught by Kempo Karate. Yes, that's me. Call 719-500-1875 to reserve your spot because I believe there's only about 12 spots available. Okay. What is all the excitement about Rita the Rock Planter? Well, Rita is a 21-foot sculpture crafted entirely from recycled wood up in Victor, Colorado, created by artist Thomas Dambo. She's kneeling on the ground, patching up the ground, tending to the earth, and this gesture represents healing the scars left by 19th century mining. The artist is a Danish person known worldwide for creating whimsical giant trolls from reclaimed materials, and he uses them to carry environmental messages. As we wrap up this December podcast, we still got a few more. We want to thank you, the listener, for spending time with us, Kelly and Charlie, here on Teller Time. The holidays remind us that community isn't just about the place we live, but the people we share it with. Whether you're gathering with family, and remember, family is chosen, created, and nurtured through love, trust, and shared experiences. It's not always about shared DNA. The holidays remind us that family isn't only blood, it's the friends, neighbors, and community who show up with kindness and care. And we see that spirit in every parade, every act of service, and every story shared. May the season bring you warmth, gratitude, and hope for the year ahead. From all of us at Teller Time, stay kind, stay connected, and remember, every voice builds the view. As Elle Woods from Legally Blonde 2 said, I forgot to use my voice. I forgot to believe in myself. But now I know better. I know that one honest voice can be louder than a crowd. We'll see you next week, and until then, remember, life is less about the path and more about the company. Thanks.